I'm so sorry. What are you doing more of?
Oh,
Weed?
I said that you can do so much more with weed because I usually go in with the intent just to chill the fuck out.
Yeah. It makes sense why that does it for you. Unless
Yeah.
you're like feeling like shit maybe when you smoke it sometimes. Because then it might just focus on that.
Yeah, like sometimes if I have a bad day at school, it'll make me like focus on the event and just like loop it in my head. But then you said that you can't even tell the difference sometimes.
Well, if you're just chilling out, you're always generally pretty chilled out. Like,
That's
I don't
good.
ever think you're crazy or anything.
I used to be very high strung.
Sometimes. Well, sometimes I can sense the high strongness.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I haven't even connected it to maybe smoking pot though. Like, I don't even. Let's be frank. Your behavior's fairly erratic, anyways. You think I'm gonna judge you different when you smoke some
That's
pot?
true, that's
You're like
true.
literally changing personalities constantly.
That is
I'm just
true.
like always assuming you're someone new. I just don't care. I don't think about it. It doesn't.
Yeah.
Like, it almost doesn't affect me at all until I'm like, oh, wait a second. You must be right now. Okay, I get it.
Yeah,
Now.
literally. I was just gonna say, I'm like, it only really matters that, like when it's obvious, and then when it's obvious, you can tell, so it doesn't matter. Like I don't have to say anything.
Yeah, exactly.
But then, like I was saying yesterday, like how one of them will be out and doing their fucking thing, but then because of like shit that I start doing, it fucks it all up, and then I come back. Makes me feel bad.
Fuck, I get distracted sometimes in my head. I'm so
That's
sorry.
okay.
Talk more though. I'm listening. I'm trying so hard to listen.
That's okay. It's because you're high,
Yes, I'm high and like
and you also just do that all the time.
my whole
anyways.
job is to just like be unconscious,
Yeah.
and so I just sit
Oh,
the fuck
same.
out.
Yeah. Get into that dissociation thing.
Yeah, that's what it's all about. But I really also want to be listening and present right now.
You'll hear what you need to hear. That's what I find.
That's true.
Because I just hear the keywords, and then if I will relay it back, and then just correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know what else about talking. It's kind of funny because some of the ones that I think are angels like want to do like pretty mundane things. Like there's one that just wants to be like wifey material, to be completely honest.
That's
Not to, like spill
awesome.
the tea.
That's awesome. I don't want to take advantage of that though.
What do you mean advantage if they're like willing?
Yeah, I don't know.
If you were like
What
only
does
this,
wifey mean?
like they just want to be like a wife. Like just act like a.
I see.
Like it's not even like she's obviously like, oh my god, like I wish I could get married, but she doesn't even care. She just like wants to like do like wife shit. And then I'm like, all of us are like, that's not really like that's nice, that's really sweet, but like can we do something more productive? Which is the problem, because then we're always like arguing with each other, but like, no, we have to be doing this, and then we just do nothing.
Yeah, I totally would understand that.
Yeah.
It's surprising how sometimes you just like suddenly snap out of doing nothing and you're just like, we're doing this and this and this and this and this.
Yeah.
Kind of funny.
Do I actually do that?
Well, just like sometimes.
Yeah.
Every now and then you get in like OCD mode. Must be a certain personality coming out. Like, this place needs to be cleaned. And I'm like, it's true.
Oh
It
yeah,
does.
that's like for real. And like,
Then other times you just don't give a fuck at all.
that's so true.
random.
That's true, because yeah, some of us are like, the chaos is like how they need to live, and then like the other one, because I think it's just like one that is just like just cleans, and then we also really like to clean too, because like we're just like it's just you can be just not present enough in the activity of cleaning to like really like think things through. So it's usually like we'll be in like pretty deep like conversations sometimes. Or even just like one of us would just be like contemplating.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like prioritizing brain power for that.
Yeah. Fuck, that's probably why we get nothing done too, is like we waste so much like brain power just arguing with each other and then trying to do like day-to-day activities that it's like there's like nothing there. We should just do it. And just like let the ones that want to be like non-productive out for like their chunk, and then like they'll be fine, and then we can actually like work.
You need a big ass whiteboard for you to start like writing ideas. Like, start in the middle and have all these things and just like look at it after.
Yeah. It'd be so interesting to like kind of be able to like conceptualize like our conversations to people.
That would be.
Yeah, and the problem is that I find like it's really fucking trippy. It's like if I become like too present, or if any of us become too present in a conversation, like sometimes like like the person who's out will like switch. It's like I listened too hard and now you're here and I'm gone.
I'm not high, you're high.
I'm really high. Actually, I wasn't expecting to be.
Yeah, I'm pretty stoned too. It feels pretty good.
I don't even feel stoned. I feel like cracked because this is sativa, right? Yeah, sativa makes me act weird sometimes. Like that's the one where I'd be like the guy in the videos like they laced it. So I also feel like I'm talking fast. It's because we're excited.
Yeah. I just feel really good.
That's good.
I just had like a feeling about how my theories and stuff is like connecting to Gaia's frequency is, I think, one of the keys for us.
Yeah.
Because it leads to the best magic, the most practical. So we can start growing plants. Like,
Yeah, and we have those
like
seeds.
seriously, like that feels like we just need to give to Mother Earth.
That's so true.
And I love her. Focus on her being first and the children second. Like, let's make the earth okay again.
I feel like her and the children are like
It's
intertwined.
True. That's true. You're
They
right.
are her.
You're right.
So it's like they'll come naturally like with
Yeah.
the earth. But I feel like the earth, okay, like, yeah, and just even just being more mindful, like, what we're like buying and shit, you know? Like little things and big things.
We literally
like
have to go
planting.
back into the forest, but like
Yeah.
take our technology
Yeah.
and then keep the cities as like databases, basically. Like
But even like cities.
massive computers. That's it.
But
That's all you need.
Yeah, but even like cities, like they can be like more ecologically friendly and shit like that. Like those like meridian
True.
dividers, like they can have plants and shit in them. Or
True.
even like this is like really extreme for lots of people, but it's like get rid of fucking cars, have like electric public transportation, right? And it's like it's a little bit more of a pain in your ass, but it's like it can take up a much smaller thing. It's a lot less congested. You don't need to keep adding lanes to highways and getting like rid of nature, you know what I mean? And it's like there are other places in the world that have like way fucking better like public transportation. Like I know it's a smaller landmass, but like Japan, like a lot of people like will just like bike to work or take the train to work. And it's like if that was accessible, I feel like more people would do that too. But it's like in Vernon, you can't take the bus to work.
And the other problem is just like the people that are so individualistic and
Yeah.
materialistic and want their vehicles and their shit like to not be controlled.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like they don't trust the government.
Mhm.
Rightfully so right now.
Yeah, it's true.
Which is why like there needs to just be completely open government where the people are directly controlled.
Yeah.
And be like, hey, does this work for the majority? Every decision. Get a fucking vote on every decision. We can do it with technology now. We just need to come up with like ways to register. It's like almost like we have a social insurance number already we could use as a fucking way to get in. Like you connect that to a blockchain that can't be copied. You can prove that someone's real.
Then what are your opinions on just getting rid of borders?
Oh, get rid of them.
Yeah.
Get rid of them.
Like I'm not like a
What-
big fan of the UN, but it's
it
also
needs
like
to be
it's a
organized
good-
by weather.
Yeah.
So like depending on what you can grow should be a certain period, certain area, and we can watch as it changes because eventually something will be able to grow this way and something will be able to grow this way and it'll be all divided. You know what I mean?
I think so.
Like from north to south all the way down, it goes cold to hot to
Yeah.
cold, and that's going to kind of shift a little bit,
That's not like
especially with the next.
segregated,
Not segregated, but it's purely just for what you can
yeah,
grow in
what
your
you
area.
can grow. So
And
that's
it'll
like
give
how
you like an
where you
idea
live.
of where you are.
So like where you live will be like specified by the growing ability.
Yeah.
But then like what if, or no, I guess you already explained that. Yeah, never mind.
And also you could do the longitude and latitude.
Yeah,
You could
that's
just learn
just
our
like
numbers.
your compass.
Yeah.
Like
Or
your
like, yeah.
coordinates. Yeah.
Yeah, and just like learn where all the squares are.
Yeah.
Be like, I'm in this square on the planet. Just so you kind of know.
Yeah.
And if you need to know exactly, boom, you got the number. That's pretty cool.
I think so too.
But again, we still need like the idea of a good city. Like, we can't just all go into the woods and start growing food.
No, which is why we
We
can,
need to
like,
bring the woods to the city.
yeah, so that's why we naturalize the cities, and it's like we get them to be more like sustainable. Or at least get them to be sustainable
Hmm.
with like, because I don't know, there's like so many different ways to
Well,
have, like,
think
alternative
about
electricity
also,
in the plants.
not to
you
interrupt
go.
you, but like,
It's okay.
we're learning about the alien stuff.
Yeah,
So
They have the
literally,
technology.
we have the technology. We have more than the technology required to do these things and to do them quickly.
but we have to prove to the alien. Well, I don't think we have to prove to the aliens, but I feel like we need to get a lot more fucking peaceful before we start getting other dimensional beings involved,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
else it's just not
Well, that's all just part of the plan
fair. Yeah.
because they're in the same boat as us. They're just tired of all this fucking shit that's going on this planet right now. Because they're gods of. I just know it. I just know that everybody's on the upswing right now. Everybody's like, the creator has spoken. You know, the creator is like, this fucking needs to get fixed.
I know.
That's why I'm here. Because y'all are fucking up so bad. That literally every single god is in on it now. We're going back up. Or we're all dead. And
That's
it resets. The humans are so important. They're what everything else lives through. Without the humans, there's no story. And there's so many stories. So many amazing, sad, fucked up, anything, everything, anything and everything. Be experienced. And it's fucked. And it's awesome. Like, wait till VR comes out and it's fully immersive and you can literally do anything you want over and over again. And you get that shit out of your system and you get bored of it. And then you go outside and you fucking play in the woods. Like, fuck. You know? You could literally, that's in 100 years. That's in 100 years.
I
That's
don't
what you
know,
can
I
do.
feel like, okay, the woods thing, yeah, 100 years, but like the VR thing, like I don't even think it'll be that long.
No. And hopefully it'll be even less time. That's an over approximation. It's pretty much already
Yeah.
happening.
Yeah.
But
That's
it's not
true.
with good technology. It's
No.
not done the way it should be. And it's not fully immersive in the way it could
Oh
be.
no, definitely not. I feel like the only problem is as well is like money. Like that shit would be so fucking expensive for the average person. But it's like you need to just like make it available, especially if it's for like getting. But that's the thing that would happen. Like in our current society, if we had fully immersive like VR to like help get your rage out, it'd be like, oh, the wait list is 5 years. Or you'd have to like wait until you like actually criminally offend, and then that would be like a rehab thing. And then people would be like, see, it doesn't work. So you just fucking there's so much stuff to do.
There is a lot of stuff to do.
It's just like and it's like, what do I spend my time telling people about, you know?
That's the hardest part for me. It's like,
Like we need to start talking about this shit more.
yeah, we do. Well, it's hard because we're still, like, I go in and out of my understanding of myself being Jesus every day.
Yeah.
And if I just, like, tapped into that shit and actually used it for my advantage to, like, get people to listen to me, because I know that they will if I start talking about this shit, because
Yeah.
it all makes sense, then everything will change. Like, that's literally all I have to do is go out and be with the people.
Yeah.
And just start talking about it. And the truth comes out because I'm connected. I'm this channel. I'm a channel for things. Everything. I've connected with almost fucking everything I've ever tried to connect with. Almost immediately, as soon as I know it exists.
Mm.
I'm like, oh, could I talk to this person? And it's like, yes. Or like, as soon as I can, also. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
it's not like you can just do it. You gotta be respectful. They're still gods. You know? Like,
Yeah.
I'm not just gonna be like, hey, asshole, what's up? You know?
Yeah.
I'm like, no, I kind of do the rituals and I go at it my own way and I just expect it to work. And maybe that goes back to the consciousness thing, but I think it goes more so back to the dimension thing where there are other consciousnesses that are just there. They've ascended. That's where they maintain their consciousness. And then there's no time there. So they just do shit. They just do shit in the physical. And here I am. Doing stuff and saying stuff. How does that happen? Unless I've just given myself up, but
Yeah.
I'm still down. Like, I know I've been there. I'm pretty sure I've been in the underworld too. Don't remember it though. I think that's where I came from. Maybe because I was Hitler in my last life. Hitler fucked up though.
Yeah, big time.
But it was all part of the plan, I think, because it's one of the things that I learned from the communist book. It's like every failed communist thing is a lesson. It's what they see. It's what they let you see that doesn't work.
It's like you said about the tool. Like the you find out all the ways it doesn't work, and you
Yes.
find just as many ways it does work.
It's that, and it's the other aspect is that, like, you don't see what they don't want you to see.
Yeah. Especially with
So,
those
like,
governments.
And also the people that leave and go to the woods, they don't say anything about it. They just go do it.
Mhm.
The media doesn't even know. They just know that somehow the birth rate is up and the consensus stays the same. The census stays the same, you know? Like, the population doesn't go up, but people are getting born more, but slowly this is not going to change, and it's going to start going down somehow, but everyone's just going to the woods.
Yeah. Also, I think, like, do, like, immigrants affect that if you're not, like, a citizen?
That's true.
But, I mean, sometimes they show, like, what I've noticed as well, but it also could be because, like, I don't watch the news a lot, but it's, like, I have seen in the media sometimes, and I watch on, like, social media, like, people who live, like, in the woods or, like, in tiny homes. Like, I used to watch a lot of videos of people just, like, camping, like, out in the bush with, like, nothing and whatever. But the thing is that I found that a lot of people, because of the shit that they consume, they're like, oh, this is unsustainable, like, not everybody can do this, like, this is, like, not, like, like, you can't live like this forever. And it's, like, because, like, we're brainwashed to think that we're so reliant on these things, and it's, like, in the biggest thing is it's only so difficult because so few people want to do it, but all of you guys don't want to do it because you think no one else will help you, or you think it'll cost a lot of money. And it's like the answer is so fucking obvious. It's like it's right there.
Yeah, it's
And it's
really, we're losing because it's a material world
Yeah.
still. Everybody's caught up in the material. And that's why even just starting to meditate and starting to connect to that consciousness and just
Mhm.
like learning to enjoy it, learning to enjoy nature,
Yeah,
like,
that
it's so easy, but it just like we need to be reminded of it.
it's true. And like when I first started like recovering from like my like depression, like that was the one thing that I found that was like actually truly healing for me. Like I felt it on like a deeper level than just like, oh, this feels nice. It was like going outside just by myself quietly in a place like this and just sitting by a tree and like feeling the tree. And often like I would think, because I didn't really like believe in like an afterlife or anything, like I would just think about like one day like my body would like decompose like and go back into the earth. And
Yes.
like thinking about like what's happened on like where I'm standing, like how many other like beings have like died here or have been born here.
I love that. There's something about, yeah, about like being in a box when you die, in an airtight
Yeah.
box, and just your body staying there for a long time. It's so fucked.
I know.
Hey, that's why fire needs to come.
That's what my mom wants to do.
Like, just fire to everything, let it burn so that all those caskets burn. But they're in the ground, so it's like they're safe.
Yeah.
It's like their spirits are connected
Also,
here. Hey, maybe that's one that
maybe like
Sharon.
Sharon.
I always get the emphasis weird. Sorry, Sharon.
It's okay.
He knows. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like they fucked the name up a long time ago. Don't worry about it, bud. What were we talking about? Oh, that's why the spirits don't go to the underworld.
Oh, because of the boxes?
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. Well, because when you think about it, because like ever since I was a child, I've been really into mummification, and there's a documentary I watched last summer, and it was about, I think it was in like Mexico or in like South America, and it was just like the oldest tribe of like these like cave people basically that would like mummify everyone, and what they would even do with the dead is they would like eat with them and like live with them.
I just had an idea.
Yeah.
I want to Google everybody that's been successfully mummified.
Fuck yeah. Well then what about The problem is though is that a lot of them are also just like bodies that have been found, like you know, in bogs
That
or in
counts.
mountains.
That counts. People, everybody that's being mummified.
But then how do we even know who those people are? Or does that matter?
Through you and me.
Like communicating with them?
Yeah, be like, hey, is this person here? In the consciousness in the guy.
Oh.
Channel them. Feel if they're there. Feel if that's the people that are already there.
I feel like that's like
But it
Yeah.
is more so to do with if you are a willing mummy. Because if you're a willing mummy
Yeah.
and you know why you're doing it, then you're trained for it.
that's true. Like a lot of them that I know of, like I feel like were accidents or like human sacrifice. But then again, human sacrifice, like I feel like can be willing sometimes.
Maybe that's what killing a person does, is you brainwash them first with your ideas, and then when you kill them in a certain way, you release their consciousness into the other dimension, and they become your ideas gaining power. What do you think? Is that weird?
Like their energy, is that like what gives them power? Like what
The
is giving them
consciousness,
power?
because
the
you go
consciousness.
into that light as when you're dying, and you've been like trained a certain way mentally, brainwashed a certain way to believe it and understand what it is and how to do it, and you have their ideas, you go and you become a spirit that like
With their ideas.
with their ideas.
Ah,
What do you think of that?
I think it makes sense.
It's a weird one.
It is.
They could also maybe just be like an empty vessel, and they like project their consciousness into it as they kill it. Or they could just take her consciousness and divide it up and hold on to it, or give it to someone, offer it to someone. Be like, if you bless our work, here's a consciousness. So then that being gets literally more powerful. It just like consumes the person's consciousness. It could be a sacrifice. Different ways. I wonder if anybody's ever done that first one. That one's pretty creative. I feel like that idea died a long time ago. Alright, so now this is Jesus and Mary talking about satanic black magic.
Mummies.
With mummies. Hey man, it's all important. Everything's connected.
My question is which Mary?
Well, I don't know. That's the best metaphor to use when it's Jesus and Mary.
Fuck yeah.
Sometimes I'm talking to my mom, sometimes I'm talking to my lover.
Sometimes it's both.
Sometimes it's this other fucked up guy named Kevin.
Poor Kevin.
He loves it.
I know.
He's like, they said my name.
Yeah. I'm gonna come out.
No,
Stay down.
stay down, Kevin.
At least wait till midnight.
Ooh.
That was the 13th apostle,
What was?
Kevin.
The one nobody wanted to tell anybody about?
Yeah.
It's like, Kevin's not with us. We love him though, but he's over there.
Yeah, he's the mascot.
He's the mascot. I love that. The guy that like the friend group lets come, but he's not really friends with anybody. He's just like doing his own thing,
Yeah.
cheering him on, but getting in fist fights on the side.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the good fist fights, you know, the one that are talking shit.
Yeah, it's like, what you say about Jesus?
What'd you say about Jesus?
That's so fucking accurate, though.
Oh, fudge.
It's like, you know, the people that like came to Jesus to be like healed.
What about it? That was Kevin? He's one of them?
Well, no, because the ones like, because they're injured and they come to be healed because of the fist fights.
Oh, I see. I got you. Yeah. It's the perfect scam.
Yeah.
We heal everybody by the end of the night. Just go talk to Kevin for a minute. And then I'll come in. Hey,
Yeah.
that would be a good way to do fist fight club.
I was just gonna say that,
Be
yeah.
like new fight club with Jesus around to make sure Jesus the healer around to make sure you don't kill each other.
Fight club with a gun.
That's very interesting. I wonder how I get those healing powers. Well, I probably just receive them because
Yeah.
it's something just standard.
Hopefully we cleaned up after it stopped raining.
Well, yeah, now everything will stay dry, not just soak.
I just sacrificed things.
So, it's been an interesting day. I've committed to the fact that I'm Jesus. But I've said that before. And then I forget.
I'm just gonna keep saying it. I say it like every day.
When I get high, it really like clues in. I know that's the stupidest thing to say ever, like on a recording, because like that's the way it works. But how weed works is it just connects you.
Holy shit, Jesus smokes weed.
Who would have thunk that Jesus smoked weed every now and then? But not when I'm doing a big show, or not before, you know, the real stuff has to happen.
Not before the healing, or else it might end up kind of funky.
Yeah.
For the third head.
And no, we do not do third hands. Okay, those are always only accidents. Not yet, at least. So it's pretty interesting. It's just straight up a will. It's just will.
Yeah.
But you have to, like, really will it. And I do not have that. Which is why I gotta deal with addiction first.
I'll just take it for you. Take one for the team. But no, you're right.
It'll come. And you don't have to follow the same rules as I. But it'd be cool if you did.
Oh, it's just
You have your other shit going on.
Yeah.
You're different.
But it makes me feel like not like a bad kind of pressure, it's like a motivating pressure. And it's like, and I also don't want to be like, oh, look at me, I'm getting all like fucked up all the time.
True.
But with weed, you said you can't tell. But like vaping, like every time I see people
Just because
vape,
I can't tell
wanna
doesn't
vape.
mean it doesn't affect you.
That's true, but it doesn't really affect me negatively. I just feel like a guilt because of just being raised to, you know, being, most people are like being stoned all the time is kind of a bad thing.
I feel like you say you usually get stoned with the intent to chill out. And then I also hear you say you wish you did more. So those are two
Yeah,
opposites in your
that's
own mind.
true,
It's kind of
that
like
is
a
true.
block. You're like blocking yourself with your own drug. Which makes sense, actually. That's usually why people do it.
Yeah. But it's just like, I feel like I meant it differently because it's like chill out in my head. Because it's like, I feel like I wouldn't be doing more. Other than like cleaning maybe, if I was sober. Like I would still just be sitting there thinking, which then makes me go get high because I'm like, but this is too much. I still need to get sober. I will be like during like for school, like I don't get stoned like at school or anything. Like the most I'll do is like just before I sleep, which I could just stop doing that at that point. It's summertime, gotta go crazy. Gotta let loose. Let those ideas flow.
Yeah. I think that the next thing to start thinking about is like, as much as we just need to share our ideas, we also need to like start planning like just a logical point A to point B sort of thing.
That's true.
Like for us and for when we are talking to people.
Yeah, because I feel like that's my problem sometimes with like gaining credibility is like I can't remember every step.
Yes. And you never know where a person is, and so to be exactly prepared for like an individual, it'd be nice to at least go through like where they are and be like, this is what we need to say. You know, like, and not just like we're trying to brainwash you, but this is literally, if we go to this step and you're not here, you're gonna fucking really hurt yourself more.
Yeah.
You know, like trauma is real.
Mm-hmm.
And if you advance too far, you'll hurt yourself more when you're not ready. I mean, if you advance too far when you're not ready, and then you go back
Yeah.
further.
Yeah, that's true.
And you have to go and you have to fight again, but you fought it before up to that one point. So just, if you keep getting stuck in that loop, you just have to look at the point you get to just before the trauma comes again and focus just right there before it and try to go a different way slightly. Look at it from a different angle. Just change it a little bit, you know? God, I love just talking to people. I would love to just like talk to everybody.
Yeah.
Just talk to everybody.
I'm really excited to see Jan because she was talking about like my throat chakra, and I'm like, I really genuinely think that maybe that could help, even if it's like in my head. Talk more. Because I love to listen, but I want to like share my ideas.
I love that Michelle is like so willing to talk to us, and she just like knows already who we both are. It's just like, yes, I'll be your therapist that knows everything.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, what? How did you know we needed a therapist that's not really a therapist?
Yeah, exactly. Like someone who's just gonna say it how it is.
Yes.
Like no bullshit.
Yes.
Fuck, I can't wait to see them all again soon. It feels so good, like when we do shit like at the park.
Yeah, it does. I really need to like organize some people and be like, hey guys, I know who I am. Can we go and do this thing at the park where there's so many of us and we just talk about stuff and just
Yeah.
like start gathering people. Just start fucking gathering people.
I'm saying we should just need to make like flyers.
Flyers, and we need to make sure we need to, I guess you have a little bit of money. Would you invest a little money in it?
Yeah.
Like we'd have to get like maybe like food.
Yeah.
Mostly just food.
Yeah.
I was thinking of getting tables and I'm like, no, just spread it, have a picnic.
Yeah, spring blanket.
Just bring a big
BYOB
multiple.
blanket.
Bring your own blanket. Yes. Yes! BYOB. Bring your own blanket.
I already have like an idea in my head. For
And
a
your own
flyer.
body.
Yeah. BYOBB.
God. Could lead badly though if there's a lot of drinkers, you know.
We'll say like no drinks. And it will be at like a park anyways where you're not allowed to have like open alcohol.
Maybe that's what we should plan, is just like an opening at least one night. Just like, hi, this is like kind of who I think, like what I think is going on. I don't know. Do I just commit to it? Do I just like commit to it? If people think that's crazy, if I'm like, hey, I am the Son of God here to help.
Yeah, because remember what the pendulum said about like not like sharing like everything.
Yes.
And being safe. But I think like if you spread the general message, because yeah, if you are saying that you're the Son of God, we're gonna start having protesters coming up, which I'm not saying is necessarily a bad thing, but it's not really what we're going
There
for
should
right
be
now.
opposition.
There should be opposition, but not
not
because
right
of
now. Not while
because
we're
you're the
learning.
Son of God, but because of what you're saying, like the message.
That's true. But they're
Or
the
they
same
won't
thing.
But they won't
They're the
focus.
same thing. What matters is attention right now and how we deal with it.
Yeah.
Because even if we start off small, it might have the same thing. Like any of my ideas, like what am I going to write on there that's not going to have some sort of weird idea or something? Like I want to have something that's like, hey, this is like some serious shit, you know? Or do I just keep it like meet and greet? Eat and greet Shay.
Yeah, or
Shay
like,
and Aaron.
I think like a midway in between that, like it's like meet and greet aspects, but not saying like absolutely everything, but like just being honest.
Okay. Yeah,
Or,
so I'll
like-
say BYO blanket, and it's literally just
Conversation.
people hanging out and talking about stuff.
Yeah.
And
with
bring
free
your own
food.
and bring some food. And we
Yeah.
have to.
Yeah.
Bring some food or we have to.
Yeah. And I mean, Lynn, I think as well, it's like if somebody like came up to you and asked you, then I feel like you should just answer if you like wanted to. You know?
Yeah, of course. I'll be honest with the people one-on-one. It's very different. When you're on one-on-one with a person, you just know exactly what you need to say. Or I
Yeah.
do, I guess.
Yeah.
But then it's like... it's hard to know. But generally it's just patience and listening.
Mm-hmm. But I think school too is I feel like anybody like comes and talks to you.
It's cool? Yeah, I love it. I absolutely love it. I love it when people like just are willing to have any more of a conversation than none.
Yeah. And like what I think's really interesting too is like I like how many like homeless people talk to you. Because usually, like, I feel like I don't see that. Like, actual conversation. And also, people in Vernon, I find are, like, pretty fucking hostile. The homeless people.
Yeah, I've noticed that. Well, it's a very spiritual place.
That's true. Well, I think people are scared, too, of drugs. So they demonize the people. And some people do act scary on drugs. Like,
There's a lot of First Nations.
That's
There's
true.
a lot of First Nations blood in this ground.
Yeah.
And they're angry.
Yeah.
They're all fucking angry. I mean, you know, as angry as, like, incredible nature loving people can. They're not angry at the people.
They're just angry at the situation.
At, like, what's happening. Because, like, how do they release that?
They have incredible patience and tolerance.
They do.
Like, really, seriously, this class I took last semester, it just talks completely about the, you know, like, crown land and that bullshit. It's so... There was not even, like, a misunderstanding, like some people say. They literally just were lied to, and then at the point at BC, the government was just like, fuck it, we do what we want. Which is, like, why we have, like, the unceded territory here. That we just, like, were allowed to occupy on. I just think it's insane.
It'll come back around, though.
It will. Well, and I'm just so shocked because people are like, well, what are we supposed to do? Like, move back to England? And it's like, don't you think they would have made us do that if they wanted us to? I think that's a big problem with people, too, is that they think everyone is going to act with the worst intentions.
But you just have to satisfy their spirit.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing these days that's missing. There's no or minimal spiritual interaction. We're literally like devolving backwards, even though it looks like we're going forwards.
Yeah. Well, and it's just because, like, devolving, like, spiritually is that, like, a lot of people, like, especially the younger generations I find now, like, they just, because of all of the, like, man's, like, interaction in the churches and, like, using it as a form to push, like, their political messages or, like, just false beliefs. Like, every fucking pastor, like, changes, because I'm only going to speak for Christians, because it's, like, I've never been to, like, a mosque or, like, I can't remember the name of Jewish people go to. What's it called? Do you know what it's called? It doesn't matter.
What is the question? Jewish?
Yeah.
Jewish what?
Like, where do they go to worship?
I should know this one.
I know. My brain keeps saying Torah, and I'm like, that's a book.
Yeah, that's the book. It's not a temple?
Yeah, temple. But anyways, like, it's like
they probably do have a special word.
Yeah.
A Sabbat. No, that's the day of
the
Sabbath. That's just what's on my mind. We need to bring that shit back.
We do. But anyways, sorry. Like, what I was trying to say is that, like, every pastor, at least, like, in every Christian church I've been to, a few denominations, like, they use it to spread their own message. Like, not to hype them up, but it's, like, because they do it too, but, like, the Catholics at least say, like, oh, like, this is the lesson from today's reading, like, this is what I understand from it, but it's still pushing their own beliefs. But anyways, so that's the problem, is people hate, like, the church, and they treat it, and they disrespect it, and they treat it like it's a bunch of hocus pocus fairy tales, or sorry, like, spirituality, not the church.
Yes.
Because of the church, because of man injecting himself in it.
Yes, because of our own imperfections.
Yeah.
It's all part of it.
Yeah, when it's like, I feel like worship should be like Bible study, like, so you'll sit and read and then talk about, like, what you think of, like, whatever scripture or, like, reading it is. Like, whether it's, like, that Pleiadian book or whether it's, like, a freaking Archie comic. Like, I don't know, it doesn't matter too much. Does that make sense?
Yes. And I sort of trailed off into some shit. I apologize.
Oh, it's okay. I took a long time to explain myself.
I'll re-listen to it and then I'll understand it better.
What do you re-listen to it?
Oh, we've been recording this whole time.
That's so humiliating.
You think I would tell you that?
No.
I'm the trickster. I like to get the real shit.
I always say the real shit.
Yeah, yeah, but if I told you you were being recorded, it would just
Yeah.
slightly change.
I don't know,
It's
TV.
just like consciousness thing.
Yeah, it just sounds like more intellectual.
Nah. You sounded great. You're sounding
Oh,
great.
thanks.
Let's hear
Thanks.
you. Let's hear you. Let's say something.
Hi.
Oh, great. Yeah, you sounded good.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Hello to the people of the future, which is now the present.
Ooh.
Except also the past for you now.
Weird.
Interesting.
Time.
So now I feel worse about like coughing the whole time.
Yeah, Jesus and Mary smoking some weed here. Don't worry about it. Okay.
And the vapes.
Our real names are Shay and Aaron. But we've really connected with this idea of, Jesus and Mary. And we could explain it all to you why we think that too. It's not just like I'm coming out and being like, hi guys, I'm Jesus. Like, no, I have been fucking pushed to do this because it is who I am. I don't know how else to explain it at this point. I've been just listening to things and accepting truth in things and then testing it for myself and seeing what comes back. And it's taught me incredible things, and I need to share it. I have to share it. I have to give the power back to the people. I'm going to teach what it is and how to love yourself and how to not kill yourself on this planet by using the technology that we already have and taking it back to nature. Just take it back to nature. That's all we have to do. And understand the way the planet works. Understand what natural disasters are and have mobile cities and cities that can evacuate easily because they're not so reliant on themselves. They're not reliant on anything. We all will just have like a garden in a camper ready to go. We'll have stuff. I don't know. We'll figure it out. And we'll be mobile. And we'll change everything.
The only thing we will be reliant on is community. Just each other.
Yes. Yes. That's all it comes back to. Giving the power back to the people. Yeah. Love. That is the power. Each other. Nature. We can grow shit. Science is a power too. Like, don't get me wrong. I don't want to get rid of our learning. But we need to learn the way of nature. Again, the way of Mother Earth. That's who Mary is, everybody. Mary is literally just Mother Earth. Okay? But it's a consciousness thing. There's this whole other dimension. And consciousnesses can be stored there. And they can have great influence on the present. And the biggest influences come from the sun and come from Earth. Because everybody believes in those. Everybody. We give it power by knowing it's there. And loving it. And giving attention to it. And that just makes it grow and grow. And this connection that we all have to it, it's going to grow and grow. And as it grows and as we grow, boom, telepathic abilities for everybody. And you can control it. It's not like everyone can read your mind. You can close it, you can open it. It's your connection that you have. It's still your frequency, but you can connect it to Mother Nature's. We are already a computer. We are already capable of all these things we're designing computers to do, but it's all about what we design ourselves to do by learning how to do it. People can remember incredible amounts of things if they spend time training how to do it. But what we're trying to do now is move away from training it to store things and train it to do things with the information that we have stored. And so we're going to store our information somewhere. Massive, internet. The internet's not going to go anywhere, and it's going to get better organized, and there's going to be better resources. And you might want to keep your phone, for that sort of thing. But we have to start moving away from it and moving towards telepathic shit, because then we can make our data banks telepathic and just access them with our minds, same way we do everything else, our own brains, supercomputer. So that's something we should do.
Okay.
Just an idea.
It's a lot to take in.
Made sense to me.
Yeah, it made sense. It's just like a lot of comprehensible information. Just a lot of information.
Don't even get me started on time travel, okay, everybody? No, I'm just kidding. That's where Jesus always loses people once he gets to the time travel part.
Not this one again.
Yeah. Then I'd have to explain what the end is and what the beginning is and how we're all stuck in the middle. But it's pretty cool, no matter which way you look at it. Greatest story ever told. It's not me. It's everything that happens here. Every little fucking thing that happens. And we're all a part of it. That's the end goal. That's death. Death is, you want to get stuck in that consciousness. You don't want to go back down into darkness, the other side, because then you get pulled through. And when you get pulled through, you come here for a bit until you know how to get to the light, which is consciousness. We're moving back towards consciousness now. And it's not a thing to be afraid of. Once you taste consciousness, you'll know. It's love. It's pure love. And it's one of the reasons that I got here. And I know who I am is because of the understanding I've been given. And that part of that understanding, there is an incredible amount of fear. There's an incredible amount of suffering. There's an incredible amount of trauma. And so with all of that comes an incredible amount of forgiveness. And we know how to forgive because God created everything, created suffering, created trauma, pain, all of it, because it's better than nothing.
Yeah.
And so by the time you think of immortality and you think of the moment you have and you think of just how blessed we are to exist at all, you have to forgive the person for creating it because it's beautiful. And it doesn't matter if it ends or when it ends, because once you're on the consciousness stage, time changes. And we're just stuck here. We're just in this loop. But I don't know if it's a loop anymore. Things are weird right now. I'm not supposed to know. But that's okay. I only know things when I'm supposed to know them. That's how it works. That's how I got here, because I trust. And I love.
You have to make it audio description.
I'm sticking my tongue out. Seductively.
That is not seductive at all. That's
Not even the eyebrows up and down?
No, that makes it worse. Can you like move your tongue in circles like the same way? Okay, no, that's really bad.
Many obscene mouth gestures were just done. With the tongue.
With the tongue.
With the tongue.
It's so true, actually, what you're talking about forgiving the person. I feel like I've done that so long ago. My problem is that, like, I still, with some events, like, I've gotten over, but some events, like, I find that it still affects how I behave, like, but it's, like, on a subconscious level. Like, being quiet and not talking. Right. Or how I think about people. Or how I do things. But it's less of a trauma thing and more just, like, it's been, like, this...
What do you think? Am I too high?
I mean, you started saying blessed, so I don't
Blessed?
know.
What did I say blessed?
Like, talking about, like, the moment, like, being here.
Well, I am.
Yeah, you are.
We all are. We all
I just
are.
like.
It's a beautiful thing to be in.
It is. I'm not saying that you're wrong. Want to go insane?
Do you want me to go insane?
It's your choice. Or should I get the other shit?
I want the other shit.
Yeah, I got the
I
other
want
shit.
I denied the vape for the flower. I want the flower in a little pipe, just a little tootsie bootsy.
You haven't. Don't do a little bit of that. You do a lot of it.
Oh, a little bit of what? A little bit of tootsie bootsy?
Yeah.
Oh, talking about farts.
Yeah.
Yes, that's true. I can't deny that. That's only when I eat kimchi that it's really bad, though. Other than that,
hummus.
Oh, it's just been like our whole diet.
But even like the hummus, honestly, when it's fucking me up. Like that shit. Kimchi's just you though.
What do you mean? Oh, what you mean doesn't make you
Farting?
farty?
No,
Maybe you're not eating enough of it.
that's true. I kind of. I don't know. We've been like subsisting off of like hummus and naan bread, basically, for like 2 days now, and some like desserts.
We just get our sugar in cake form.
Yeah.
That's it. That's such a good way to do it, though. At least
Yeah.
you're like aware of what you're eating. You know,
That's
like
true.
if you're eating sugar, you might as well eat sugar.
That's true. Well, you did have an apple and a banana,
That's true.
and so did I.
That's
Not
true.
the apple, but
Some carrots, cucumbers.
yeah, but mainly naan and hummus. And cake for me. I love cake. What's up?
Just a ringing in the ear,
Ah,
which is generally a warning. I don't think I'm gonna get high.
okay.
Fine. I'll at least wait a little bit.
Yeah.
Have a snack first.
You brought snacks?
Of course.
What?
Chocolate. Oh, I forgot the nuts though.
Damn. Sorry.
That's all I really wanted anyway. This chocolate snack. Not so great. But I feel like a piece. 100% chocolate.
Orange.
Orange, right?
I'm gonna try
You want some?
No, I don't like it. Actually, can I just try this?
How about the other one too?
Oh, fuck yeah, thank you. Sorry, I don't know.
Thingies.
Okay, yes. I don't know why I'm so vulgar all the time.
The peanuts. I swear about them. Oh well. That was just earlier today. Now what? Why did I keep getting the ringing?
Thank you.
Maybe I feel like that's a warning or something. Or just communication that's trying to be had. I'm not getting.
Why not try the pendulum?
I was trying to test out the other ways, just to like listen. But maybe the ringing in the ear is more energy than the pendulum. Because the pendulum connects to Gaia. At least at the moment, it's more powerful. For me. Wow. Why? Ah. to it. Yeah. Oh, how the tables have turned!
Apparently we left the peanuts on the stove.
Was it the stove on?
No.
Oh.
So what was the answer?
A resounding yes.
See?
So the first one was like a warning maybe to eat some chocolate.
Mm.
And then the second one was like... Or also it was just pure... Like they wanted me to do it. They were excited the first time. But it felt like a warning.
Same like
Chocolate.
when I asked, like I also got like a resounding yes like earlier. But it's funny that you take the ringing as a warning. I usually take it as like them being like, hey, we're here. Or I hear them saying like yes. Like I always get like really like nice vibe.
I only take it as a warning because it's one of the only things that they can do while I'm not doing anything else. Like right now, apart from like activating my gut.
Yeah.
Is like they can just, if it's an emergency, like they can just ring in my ear.
That is true.
But it could be anything. I could be misreading.
This is also true.
Or I could just be reading it the way they've intended me to up until this point, and now it's an opening to more communication. The difficult part for me right now is just understanding the different consciousnesses, because as far as I'm aware, there could be almost every single one of them. So that's kind of interesting. Every person that's ever lived could be accessible in the conscious state, in the consciousness state. That's kind of weird. And they have power because they're just where they are. And that where they died or where they spent a lot of time, that's where their consciousness goes. And if they're somewhere that they know, they'll just stay there. It's home.
It's true, but it's not true.
What's not true?
Like it being home.
Yes. Yes, and even them doing that, I was going to say, is true and not true. Because if they know, or if their mind is a certain way, they'll do other things.
True. I'll be right back.
Where are you going?
I want to say it on audio.
Aw, Mary has to go pee.
Leave me alone.
Sorry, I'm kind of an asshole sometimes.